Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get to the video, please hit that like button and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get live trading, daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, definitely all kinds of setups are available. And if you're really serious about trading, check out that link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into the market. So on stock market, you can see right here, Trump says Nvidia can sell H200 AI chips to China. And right now, Nvidia is up about 2%, but also we got a tweet from Kramer said, Nvidia, don't trade it, own it. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow, right? Now, what market did today, Dow was slightly down 0.45%, Nasdaq down 0.14%, S&P down 0.35%, and Russell going once again pretty flat. 11 sectors. Technology led the way on top, industrials, and then financial. Everything else pretty much in deep red today. Stock market map. What do we have here on stock market map? You can see pretty much everything is red. Google down 2.35%, Meta down 1%, Tesla down 3.39%, Amazon down 1.15%, Apple down 0.32%, Broadcom up 2.78%. We got Nvidia going up 1.72%, and then we got Microsoft also up in the green 1.63%. Fear and greed index sitting right on 31 right now. We're back and pretty much going back into extreme fear. We got some data this week. We got Joel's job opening tomorrow. That's coming our way. And then we have FOMC on Wednesday. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of chop here in the market, guys. So, market definitely will move in one direction. I think that's going to happen after this FOMC meeting, which is going to take place on Wednesday. And now let's get right into S&P 500. On SPY ETF, it was basically a flat day today. But if you look at my screen, what is happening past couple of sessions? We're just trading in the range. We had a range expansion to the upside, but again, we're pulling back and we're back below $685 where we got that initial breakout last week on Friday. So what's going to happen next? Well, we're back in the range. We're just chopping. I mean, you can call this a bull flag, a box, just a chop zone right here where, S&P 500 just going back and forth. Bottom of this range will be right down here. That's going to be around that 678. If this thing breaks below 678, we're likely to pull back. There is a gap, and it can come down definitely right down here around 674 to maybe even 675, top of this candle or top of these rejections right here. That can also act as a support. Now, if this thing actually breaks and holds 685 once again come tomorrow morning, then it's heading towards that all-time high, which is going to be around 689 to even 690. And yes, they're still long on some of these positions. Whales are still picking up those 700 calls. So yes, that is a possibility with Fed doing interest rate cut this week on Wednesday. That could be a possibility. But again, guys, when things are at all-time highs, just grinding and going higher, this is definitely not something that you want to buy into, because if this thing comes down and drops come tomorrow like 5 6 10%, what are you going to do? Because you bought at near all-time high or pretty much at all-time high, and that's just not a good thing to do, especially when the market is trading near all-time highs or pretty much. I mean, Friday we were just pennies away from all-time highs. So I think market will present itself a better opportunity for us. We just have to wait rather than going and chasing right now, because you see, oh, we are trading into blue skies, all-time highs here, and I just go and buy it. I don't think that's a good strategy here to go and buy, and especially new money long. There is not much to it. How much it's gonna go up? Maybe 5 6 10 bucks. But look at the downside. We can definitely go down quite a bit if this thing wants to come down come Wednesday when Jay Powell starts speaking. On triple Q, it's down 0.19%. So triple Q here, you can see we got over to that 625, 626 range. And again, we came back in, just barely holding on to this 5-day moving average. You can see 623.64 to be exact. We went lower today, guys. It was quite a bit of a drop, especially if you uh, actually are shorting at the top from almost 629 down to 621.22 and closing at 624. So going into tomorrow's session, you need to watch this 5-day moving average carefully right at 623.64 or I would say 624. If that gives up, this thing will likely to pull back, and where things can come down to, well, definitely bottom of this range, which could be 620 and then 617, and below that, you're going to see a deeper pullback into this gap right here near 610 to 612. Right here, you can see if if I just go here, you can see there is going to be support here around 613 to be exact. And just below that, we have this gap. But we do have confluence from these two moving averages right here that is going to also act as a support right around 612, 613 before filling that gap. So anywhere here, as long as the support holds, that would be a buy zone to go and possibly try to trade this back up to the upside. Definitely not buyer here at the new all-time high or just close to all-time highs. 624 to 625 holds, we might see that push towards this gap, which is around 630. And if that's actually going to get filled, I think that's going to happen come Wednesday. There might be a short covering or whatnot, but I think this gap will likely to get filled, and then a market can go lower, or we come back, especially down to this gap, and then we're going to see some sort of a recovery here to go back up and fill this gap near 630. On Dow, it's down 0.39%. So Dow took a beating today, and you can see, I mean, it's actually trading right here, uh, just under 478.38, slightly below the 5-day moving average. So we got that initial break, and you can see these candles here definitely didn't want to hold right here. I mean, this could be a double or triple top here. We'll see how that plays. We have no confirmation yet, but 480 plus, it did not get over and hold over 480. So if this thing is coming down, the key support here at 476, but if that gives up, it will possibly come down to the 20-day and the gap right here at 472. Dow can hold above 480, then we can possibly go and retest 484, and maybe we'll go on and produce another brand new all-time high. So on IWM, it's absolutely flat on the day, but you can see we cannot get acceptance over 252 here. 1, 2, today was the third day. We went higher over 252, and guess what? Came back and closed pretty much flat for the day. So yes, the breakout is, possibly can happen here on Russell, but this thing is not getting an acceptance over 252. If that happens, and possibly over previous all-time highs, then you're going to see continuation towards a brand new all-time high, which could be 255, 256, maybe even 260. But if this thing is not getting that breakout over 252, we're likely to come back to the 5-day moving average, and that needs to hold, and that is around exactly almost 250 now. So that has to hold. If not, we do have support at 248, and below that we will be back into this consolidation zone where we saw some chop, and there will be support around 245 right here on IWM. Well, this is the chart from yesterday. I actually did nothing to it, and you can see VIX is up over 8%. We had this wedge type of pattern, and we broke out of it today, and it's trading over that 5-day moving average, which is at 16.10 right here. So as long as 16 holds right here, it can actually move possibly towards 18 bucks. And if that happens, it was actually up a little bit more than that. I mean, uh, it was over 17. So if this thing can hold 16, we might see that move up to 18 plus, and that could trigger a sell-off in the market. And I was talking about it yesterday that guys, we cannot afford to go long in the market, especially when VIX is dead. It's been selling off for past 10 days and sitting at 15. This is not the time to go and just buy everything and become a big bull and say, hey, this is it. Market is going higher because this thing is getting killed right here. And now you can see why this thing spiked after 10 days of selling finally we have a green day on VIX, and that can possibly continue, going into tomorrow. And the dollar is staying pretty flat for the session. You can see, and I mean, you can see it's kind of turning into a bear flag pattern here. And this thing is definitely not looking too hot at this moment. But if this thing can hold over 98.70 right here, and it can possibly go back up and retest this trend line, which is going to be around 100, and that would trigger some sort of a sell-off in the market. Gold, what do we have on gold today? GDX, you can see it did actually go down today, 2.31%, and almost down to the gap, guys. Almost got down to this gap. Only just we just need maybe not even a dollar to close this gap right here. So it could be coming early as tomorrow. And as far as gold double top here, definitely that is a something that I'm looking at. But so far we don't have a confirmation. So we'll see how that goes. If gold wants to continue to move higher, or this thing fills the gap and then dumps even more, and finally comes down and takes out these lows down here, which is around 68. That's going to be really the key point. If this thing comes down and takes out this low, that's when the gold will be crushing and going and heading even lower. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope that helps, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated tomorrow night.